Katie Morrison walked through her wheat fields as the first light of dawn touched the sky. The golden grain swayed in the morning breeze on the colony world of New Eden. She had been farming here for 8 years, just like her parents before her. The work was hard, but she loved the peace of this place. Her younger sister Amy was already awake in their small farmhouse. Amy worked with the big communication dish that connected their valley to other human settlements. She liked talking to people on other farms and keeping everyone connected. Katie checked her crops one more time. The wheat was almost ready to harvest. These special plants could feed both humans and the Veltar aliens who lived on this world, too. The Veltar looked like tall, thin people with blue skin and silver hair. They were peaceful and traded with the human farmers. "Katie, come quick!" Amy's voice came through the radio on Katie's belt. She sounded scared. Katie ran back to the house. Amy was sitting at her desk full of screens and buttons. Her face was white with fear. "What's wrong?" Katie asked. "Ships," Amy said, pointing at her screen. "Big ships just came out of space. They're not ours." Katie looked at the screen. She saw dark shapes against the stars. They were huge, bigger than any human ship she had ever seen. "Are they Veltar ships?" Katie asked. "Yes, but something's wrong. They're not talking to us. They're just there." Suddenly, bright lights shot down from the sky. Katie heard explosions in the distance. The ground shook under their feet. "They're shooting at us!" Amy screamed. Katie grabbed her sister's hand. "We need to get out of here now!" They ran outside. The sky was full of fire. Bright beams of light came down from the alien ships and hit the farms around them. Houses burned, barns exploded. Katie could see her neighbor's farm was already on fire. "The underground tunnels," Katie said. "Remember the old grain storage tunnels Dad built?" They ran toward the back of their property. Behind them, their house exploded in a ball of fire. Katie felt the heat on her back, but kept running. More beams came down around them. Katie saw other people running too. Mrs. Park from the next farm was carrying her baby. Her husband was helping their older kids. "This way!" Katie shouted to them. "Follow us!" They reached the hidden door to the underground tunnels. Katie's father had built these years ago to store grain during bad weather. Now they might save their lives. Katie opened the heavy door. "Get inside, everyone!" The Park family ran into the tunnel first. Katie and Amy followed. They could hear more explosions above them. In the dark tunnel, they were safe for now. Katie counted the people with them. Besides her and Amy, there were Mr. and Mrs. Park with their 3 children, and old Mr. Davis from the farm across the road. "Why are they doing this?" Mrs. Park asked. She was crying and holding her baby tight. "I don't know," Katie said. "The Veltar were always friendly to us." Amy had brought her small radio. She tried to call other farms. "Hello? Anyone out there? This is Amy Morrison in Millbrook Valley." A weak voice answered. "Amy? This is Beth Carter at the North Farms. We're under attack, too. They took my workers. I'm hiding in my workshop." "Beth, are you safe?" Amy asked. "For now. But they're taking people, loading them into ships. I saw them take the Williams family." Katie felt sick. The Williams family had 3 young children. Above them, they heard heavy footsteps. Alien voices spoke in the Veltar language. Katie knew some of their words from trading with them. "Search all buildings," one voice said. "Find the humans." Katie put her finger to her lips. Everyone stayed very quiet. The footsteps moved away. After a long time, it was quiet again. "We need to help the others," Katie whispered. "How?" Mr. Park asked. "We're just farmers. They have big ships and weapons." "We know this land," Katie said. "We know every farm, every tunnel, every hiding place. That's something." Amy worked on her radio again. She found more voices. People were hiding all over the valley. Some were hurt, some were scared. But they were alive. "There are more tunnels," Katie said. "Dad and the other farmers built them connected. We can move around without being seen." "But why are they doing this?" Mr. Davis asked. He was old and had known the Veltar for many years. "They always said we were friends." Through the radio, they heard Beth's voice again. "I'm watching them from my window. They have a big ship right over the valley, bigger than anything I've ever seen." Katie looked up at the tunnel ceiling. Somewhere above them was an alien ship full of enemies. This morning, she had been a simple farmer. Now she was hiding underground, trying to stay alive. "We can't stay here forever," she said. "We need food and water, and we need to help the people they took." "How can we fight them?" Mrs. Park asked. Katie thought about it. She knew every piece of farm equipment in the valley. Tractors, harvesters, irrigation systems. Her father had taught her to fix them all. "Maybe we can't fight their big ships," she said. "But we can make trouble for them down here." The radio crackled again. More voices joined in. Farmers from all over the valley were hiding and waiting. They were scared, but they were angry too. "This is our home," Katie said into the radio. "We built it with our own hands. We're not going to let them take it." Outside, alien ships flew over their farms. Inside the tunnel, a group of farmers began to plan their fight back. Katie Morrison had woken up that morning as a peaceful farmer. Now, as the sun rose higher in the sky, she was becoming something else, something the aliens had not expected. She was becoming a warrior. Katie and Amy crawled through the dark tunnels toward the North Farms. They had been underground for 2 hours now. Above them, they could still hear the alien ships flying around. They reached a junction where 3 tunnels met. Waiting there was Beth Carter, the woman they had been talking to on the radio. Beth was older than Katie, maybe 40 years old. She had short brown hair and strong hands from years of farm work. "Thank God you made it," Beth whispered. "I brought supplies." She had a bag full of food and water bottles. There was also a first aid kit and some tools. "How many people do you think they took?" Katie asked. "Too many," Beth said. "I saw them loading families into their ships. The Johnson family, the Rodriguez family, the Whites. Maybe 50 people total." Amy checked her radio again. "I'm getting signals from the main communication tower. But something's wrong. The signals are all mixed up." "They probably took over the tower," Beth said. "But I have an idea about that." Beth had been an engineer before she became a farmer. She knew about electronics and machines. "There are backup systems," she said. "Hidden ones that your father and the other first farmers built. They're disguised to look like irrigation controls." "What kind of backup systems?" Katie asked. "Defense systems. Your father never told you?" Katie shook her head. She had no idea. The first farmers were smart, Beth explained. They knew that someday someone might attack this place. So they built hidden weapons into the irrigation system. Laser cannons that look like water sprinklers. Missile launchers that look like fertilizer distributors. Amy's eyes went wide. "Our farm has weapons?" "All the farms do. But we need the activation codes, and those are in the main communication hub." "Where's that?" Katie asked. "In town, right under the alien ship." They sat quietly for a moment thinking about this. "It's too dangerous," Amy said. "Maybe," Beth said. "But if we don't try, they'll just take more people." Through the tunnel walls, they heard new sounds. Alien voices, but different somehow. These voices sounded softer, more musical. "Zephyrians," Beth whispered. "Those are our trading partners, the insect people." Katie knew about the Zephyrians. They looked like big insects but were very smart. They had traded with the human colony for years, bringing advanced technology in exchange for food. "Maybe they can help us," Amy suggested. Or, "Maybe they're working with the Veltar," Katie said. A new voice came through Amy's radio. It was strange, with clicking sounds mixed in with the words. "Human farmers, this is Nova Zefkan. I am a friend. The attack on your people is wrong. I want to help." Katie grabbed the radio. "How do we know you're telling the truth?" "Because I am hiding too," Nova said. "My ship is cloaked near your moon. I have been watching everything. The Veltar are being lied to. Someone told them that humans poisoned their sacred places." "That's not true," Amy said. "I know this, but they believe it. I have proof that someone else did the poisoning, someone who wants humans and Veltar to fight each other." Beth took the radio. "Nova, this is Beth Carter. Can you help us get to the communication hub?" "Yes. But first you must know something else. There is a young Veltar soldier hiding in the Smith farm barn. She is hurt and alone. Her own people think she is dead." Katie felt confused. "Why should we care about an enemy soldier?" "Because she can help you understand what the Veltar really think. And because helping her might change everything." Katie thought about this. Every instinct told her not to trust any Veltar right now. But Nova seemed honest. "We'll check it out," Katie said finally. They crawled through more tunnels until they reached an exit near the Smith farm. Katie carefully opened the tunnel door and looked outside. The Smith's barn was still standing, but their house was burned. Katie could see scorch marks from the alien weapons everywhere. "I'll go," Katie said. "You two stay here and watch for enemy ships." "Katie, no," Amy said. "It's too dangerous." "We have to try," Katie said. "If Nova is right, this could help us save everyone." Katie ran across the open ground to the barn. Her heart was beating fast. Any moment, an alien ship might see her. She reached the barn and slipped inside. It was dark and quiet. Then she heard a soft sound, like someone crying. In the back corner, behind some hay bales, Katie found her. The Veltar soldier was young, maybe Katie's age. She had the typical blue skin and silver hair of her people, but she was hurt. Blood came from a wound on her leg. The soldier saw Katie and tried to reach for her weapon. But she was too weak. "Please," the soldier said in broken English, "do not hurt me." Katie stared at her. This was one of the aliens who had attacked her home, who had killed her neighbors. But she looked so young and scared. "Why did you attack us?" Katie asked. "Sacred waters. Poisoned," the soldier said. "Your people. Killed our trees. Killed our children." "We never did that," Katie said. "We're farmers. We protect plants. We don't kill them." The soldier looked confused. "But," Commander said, "evidence." Katie realized that this soldier really believed humans had done terrible things. Someone had lied to her people. "What's your name?" Katie asked. "Lyralai," the soldier whispered. Katie looked at Lyralai's wound. It was bad. Without help, she might die. Katie could leave her here. She could let an enemy soldier die. It would be fair after what the Veltar had done, but that's not who Katie was. She opened her first aid kit and began cleaning Lyralai's wound. The soldier watched her with wide, surprised eyes. "Why?" Lyralai asked. "Because it's the right thing to do," Katie said. As she worked, Katie talked to Lyralai. She told her about the farm, about trading with the Veltar peacefully for years, about how humans had never harmed any sacred places. Lyralai listened. Slowly, her expression changed from fear to confusion to something like understanding. "If this is true," Lyralai said, "then we have made a terrible mistake." "Someone wanted you to make this mistake," Katie said. "Nova thinks someone lied to both our people." When Katie finished treating the wound, Lyralai could sit up properly. "My people will not listen to me," Lyralai said. "I am just a young soldier, but maybe I can help you in other ways." "How?" "I know patrol routes. I know which ships go where. I know the weak points in our defenses." Katie thought about this. Could she trust this alien soldier? Could she trust anyone right now? "Why would you help us?" Katie asked. "Because you saved my life when you could have let me die," Lyralai said. "Because if you are telling the truth, then my people are the real victims here too." Katie made her decision. "Can you walk?" "I think so." "Then come with me. But if you try to betray us, I'll make sure you regret it." Lyralai nodded. "I understand. And Katie Morrison?" "Yes?" "Thank you." They left the barn together, a human farmer and a Veltar soldier, walking side by side toward an uncertain future. Behind them, more alien ships circled the valley. But now, for the first time since the attack began, Katie felt like maybe they had a chance to fight back. Katie helped Lyralai down into the tunnel where Beth and Amy were waiting. When they saw the Veltar soldier, both women grabbed their tools as weapons. "Katie, what are you doing?" Beth whispered harshly. "She's hurt and she wants to help us," Katie said. "She says her people were lied to." Amy kept her wrench raised. "How do we know this isn't a trick?" Lyralai sat down slowly, favoring her injured leg. "You do not know," she said quietly. "But I will prove myself to you." She reached into her belt and pulled out a small device. "This is my patrol communicator. It shows where all Veltar soldiers are moving in your valley." Beth grabbed the device and studied it. "I can't read their language, but these look like movement patterns." "Yes," Lyralai said. 3 patrol groups circle the valley. 1 group guards the prisoners. 1 group searches for hiding humans. 1 group protects the big ship. "Where are they keeping our people?" Katie asked. In the cargo bay of the command ship, the one hovering over your town center. Amy's radio crackled. Nova's voice came through. Human friends, I have more information. I intercepted Veltar communications. Their commander is planning something bad. What kind of bad? Beth asked. She wants to execute some prisoners. To make an example, she thinks this will make other humans surrender. Katie felt cold anger fill her chest. When? Soon. Maybe 1 hour. Beth stood up and started pacing in the small tunnel. We need those defense systems online. Now. The communication hub is still too dangerous, Amy said. Maybe not, Lyrelai said. I know the patrol schedule. There is a 15-minute window when the guards change. The area will be empty. Nova's voice came through the radio again. I can help with this. My ship has cloaking technology. I can get one person to the communication hub safely. I'll go, Amy said immediately. No, Katie said. It's too dangerous. I'm the only one who knows how to work the communication systems? Amy argued. Beth knows the defense systems, you're the leader, and Lyrelai is hurt. It has to be me. Katie wanted to argue, but she knew Amy was right. Okay, Katie said finally. But you're not going alone. Lyrelai, can you guide her through the Veltar patrol routes? Yes, and I can create a distraction if needed. What kind of distraction? Beth asked suspiciously. I will call in a false report. Say I spotted humans at the far end of the valley. It will draw guards away from the hub. They spent the next 20 minutes planning. Nova would use her cloaked ship to transport Amy and Lyrelai to the edge of town. Amy would activate the defense systems while Lyrelai watched for patrols. Remember, Beth said, the activation code is New Eden 774. Say it exactly like that. Amy nodded. New Eden 774. Got it. Through the radio, they heard Nova's ship approaching. It was completely invisible, but they could hear a faint humming sound. I am above you now, Nova said. Prepare for transport. A beam of light came down through the tunnel ceiling. Katie watched her sister and the alien soldier disappear in the light. Good luck, Katie whispered. Now she and Beth were alone in the tunnel. Through the walls, they could hear more alien ships moving around. Katie, Beth said, there's something else you need to know about the defense systems. What? They're not just for shooting at ships. Some of them are for ground combat. If we activate them, they'll turn our farming equipment into weapons. What do you mean? Tractors will become tanks. Harvesters will become armored vehicles. Irrigation drones will become attack drones. Your father and the other founders were very thorough. Katie thought about this. Their peaceful farm equipment turned into weapons of war. How many systems are there? Every farm has at least 3 hidden weapon systems. With 23 farms in the valley, that's about 70. Weapons we can activate. Katie's radio crackled. Amy's voice came through, whispering. We're at the communication hub. No guards in sight. Going in now. Katie and Beth waited. Every second felt like an hour. I'm inside, Amy whispered. Found the control panel. Entering. The code now. Suddenly they heard explosions in the distance, but these weren't alien weapons. These sounded different. The defense systems are online, Amy said excitedly. I can see them activating all over the valley. Through the tunnel ceiling, Katie heard a different sound. Veltar ships were shouting warnings to each other in their language. They're taking hits, Lyrelai's voice came through the radio. The hidden weapons are shooting at patrol ships. 2 ships are already damaged. Beth grinned. Those aliens have no idea what they're dealing with now. More explosions echoed across the valley. But now Katie could hear human voices, too. Farmers were coming out of hiding. The defense systems had given them hope. Katie, Amy's voice was urgent now. I'm downloading all their communication data, but I can see Veltar soldiers coming this way. We need to get out. Nova, can you get them? Katie asked. Already moving. Prepare for emergency extraction. Through the radio, they heard the sound of the transport beam. Then silence. A few minutes later, Nova's voice returned. Your sister and Lyrelai are safe, but we have a problem. What kind of problem? The Veltar commander is very angry about the defense systems. She is ordering all prisoners to be brought to the main ship. She wants to execute them immediately. Katie felt her stomach drop. How long do we have? Maybe 30 minutes. Beth grabbed Katie's arm. The defense systems aren't enough. We need to attack that ship directly. How? It's huge, and we're just farmers. Not anymore, Beth said. Now we have weapons, and we have allies. She was right. Everything had changed in the last few hours. Katie was no longer just a farmer hiding from aliens. She was the leader of an armed resistance. Lyrelei, Katie said into the radio, can you get us onto that ship? It will be very dangerous. But yes, I think I know a way. Nova, can your ship carry more people? Yes. My cargo bay can hold perhaps 20 of your people. Katie made her decision. Beth, gather everyone you can find, anyone who can fight. We're going to rescue our people. And then what? Katie looked up at the tunnel ceiling, thinking about the massive alien ship somewhere above them. Then we're going to take their ship away from them. Beth stared at her. Katie, that's impossible. This morning it was impossible for farmers to fight alien warships. But we're doing it. Through the radio, they could hear more explosions as the hidden defense systems continued their attack. Human voices were getting louder and braver. The farmers of New Eden were no longer hiding. They were fighting back. And Katie Morrison, who had woken up that morning to tend her wheat fields, was about to attempt something that had never been done before. She was going to capture an alien flagship with a force of farmers and their improvised weapons. The morning attack had been meant to break them. Instead, it was turning them into something the aliens had never expected to face. It was turning them into warriors. Katie and Beth crawled through the tunnels, gathering every human they could find. Word spread quickly through the hidden radio network. Farmers were emerging from their hiding places, angry and ready to fight. They met at the old grain storage facility, the largest underground space in the valley. Katie counted 23 people. Most were farmers, but there was also Claire Williams, the veterinarian who knew first aid, and Marie Thompson, an elderly woman whose husband had been taken by the aliens. Listen, everyone, Katie said. We have maybe 20 minutes before they start killing our people. We can't wait for help. We have to save them ourselves. How? Asked Mr. Davis. That ship is huge. Lyrelei spoke up from where she sat, nursing her wounded leg. The ship has weak points. I know them. Some of the farmers looked uncomfortable listening to an alien, but they were desperate enough to hear any plan. The cargo bay where they keep prisoners, Lyrelei continued. It has only light security. Most guards are watching for attacks from outside, not from within the ship. Nova's voice came through the radio. I have been studying their ship with my sensors. Lyrelei is correct. But there is more. I found something strange in their communication. Signals? What kind of strange? Beth asked. Many Veltar soldiers are questioning their orders. They do not like attacking farmers and children. There is division in their ranks. Katie felt a spark of hope. Can we use that somehow? Maybe, Lyrelei said. If I can reach the internal communication system, I can broadcast the truth to all. Soldiers, show them evidence that humans are not their real enemies, Nova added. I have recorded proof that Kavatok forces planted false evidence near Veltar's sacred sites. I can transmit this data. Marie Thompson, the elderly woman, spoke up. That's all very nice, but how do we get onto their ship in the first place? I have a plan, Katie said. But it's crazy. She explained her idea. They would use the farm, equipment that had been converted into weapons. The grain harvester had become an armored transport. The irrigation drones could carry people. And Nova's cloaked ship could hide their approach. We attack in 3 groups, Katie said. Group 1 creates a distraction on the ground. Group 2 boards the ship to rescue prisoners. Group 3 takes control of the ship's bridge. I want to be in Group 2, Marie said firmly. My husband is on that ship. Claire raised her hand. I'll go with the rescue group too. If people are hurt, they'll need medical help. Beth checked her tools. I'll take some people to the bridge. I know electronics. Maybe I can figure out their systems. Amy's voice came through the radio from Nova's ship. Katie, I'm downloading more of their communications. The commander is really angry. She's ordered immediate execution of 5 prisoners as an example. Katie felt time running out. That's it. We go now. They climbed out of the tunnels into the afternoon sun. The valley was a mess of burned buildings and crashed alien patrol ships. But the humans were no longer hiding. Katie saw farmers driving converted tractors that now had armor plating and laser cannons. Mr. Johnson was flying an irrigation drone that had been modified with weapons. The old grain elevator had somehow become a missile launcher. "Your father would be proud," Beth said to Katie. "He built all this for a day like today." Nova's ship appeared above them, shimmering as its cloaking turned off. It was smaller than the Veltar vessels but looked very advanced. "The cargo bay opened. Quickly," Nova's voice said. "I can keep us hidden, but not for long." Katie's strike team climbed aboard. She looked around at the group: farmers, a veterinarian, an elderly woman, her sister Amy, and an alien soldier who had chosen to help them. "Remember," Katie said as they lifted off, "we're not trying to destroy their ship. We're trying to save our people and capture their vessel intact." "Why capture it?" Marie asked. "Because," Katie said, looking out at the massive Veltar flagship hanging in the sky, "if we control their ship, we control the whole battle." As they flew toward the enemy vessel, Lirelai worked on a small device. "I am preparing the broadcast," she said. "When we reach their internal systems, I can show all Veltar the truth about this war." The Veltar flagship was enormous up close. It looked like a giant crystal cathedral floating in the air, beautiful and deadly at the same time. "There," Lirelai pointed. "The cargo bay entrance. It should be lightly guarded." Nova guided her ship toward the opening. Through the cloaking field, they could see Veltar soldiers moving around inside the ship, but none of them noticed the approaching humans. "I am detecting the prisoners," Nova said. 57 humans in the lower cargo area. But there are also guards." "How many guards?" Katie asked. "Perhaps 12 Veltar soldiers." Katie looked at her team. 23 farmers and 1 injured alien against 12 trained soldiers on their own ship. The odds were not good. "We have surprise on our side," she said. "And we're fighting for our families." The ship slipped into the cargo bay. Through the walls, they could hear human voices, some crying, some arguing, some trying to stay calm. Their people were alive. "There is something else," Lirelai said quietly. "Commander Zara Velthine is leading the ship's forces. She is young for a commander, but she is smart and dangerous. However what? She is also honorable. If she sees proof that this war is based on lies, she might listen." The ship settled onto the deck of the cargo bay. Nova kept the cloaking active, so they were still invisible. "Group 1, start your distraction now," Katie said into her radio. Outside the ship, they heard explosions as the converted farm equipment attacked Veltar positions around the valley. Alarm sounds echoed through the flagship. "Group 2, we go in 30 seconds," Katie said. "Group 3, wait for our signal." She looked at her team one more time. Claire had her medical kit ready. Marie was carrying a modified farming tool that could cut through metal. Amy had her electronics equipment. Lirelai was holding the broadcast device. "For New Eden," Katie said. "For our families," the others replied. The cargo bay door opened, and they stepped out into the alien ship. Katie Morrison, farmer and daughter of farmers, was about to attempt something no human had ever done before. She was going to capture an alien warship from the inside. The battle for New Eden was about to enter its final phase, and somehow, against all odds, the farmers were winning. Katie's team moved through the alien ship like shadows. The corridors were beautiful, made of the same crystal-like material as the outside. Everything glowed with soft blue light. Lirelai guided them toward the prison area. Her knowledge of the ship layout was perfect. They avoided 3 patrol groups and reached the cargo hold where the prisoners were kept. Through a transparent wall, Katie could see their people. The Johnson family was there, huddled together. The Rodriguez family looked scared but unharmed. She saw Lisa Park holding her baby close. "There are the guards," Amy whispered. 4 Veltar soldiers stood at the entrance to the prison area. They looked bored and were not paying much attention. "I can distract them," Lirelai said. "I will tell them I have new orders." "What if they don't believe you?" "Then we fight." Lirelai limped toward the guards, trying to look normal despite her injury. Katie and her team hid behind a corner, ready to attack if needed. "Guards," Lirelai called out in her own language. "I have new orders from the bridge." One guard turned to look at her. He seemed surprised to see Lirelai alive. "You're supposed to be dead," the guard said. "We could not find you after the patrol ship crashed." "I was unconscious," Lirelai lied smoothly. "But I am fine now. The commander wants you on the upper decks. The human rebels are attacking our outer defenses. This was partly true. The converted farm equipment was still fighting Veltar forces in the valley below. All of us? Another guard asked. Yes, I will watch the prisoners. The guards looked uncertain, but they could hear the battle sounds from outside the ship. Finally, they decided to follow orders. Very well. But if anything happens to the prisoners, the commander will blame you. I understand. The guards left. As soon as they were gone, Katie's team rushed forward. Quickly, Katie said. We need to free everyone and get them to safety. Lyrelei worked on the prison door controls. The transparent wall slid open. Katie! Lisa Park ran forward with her baby. How did you get here? Long story, Katie said. Right now we need to move. Everyone stay quiet and follow us. Getting 57 people through the ship would be almost impossible. But Katie had a plan. Amy, contact Nova. Tell her to bring the ship to the main cargo bay. We'll evacuate everyone through there. While Amy worked on her radio, Claire moved among the prisoners, checking for injuries. Marie found her husband and hugged him tightly. Katie, Lyrali said urgently. We have a problem. I am picking up communications. Commander Zara is coming to check on the prisoners personally. She will be here in minutes. Can we avoid her? Not with this many people. But maybe we do not need to avoid her. Lyrelei held up her broadcast device. If I can access the ship's communication system from here, I can show her the truth. All of it. Katie made a quick decision. Do it. Everyone else, get ready to move fast when Nova arrives. Lyrelei connected her device to a wall panel. Immediately, screens throughout the prison area lit up with images and data. This is evidence, Lyrelei said, broadcasting to the whole ship. Kavtok forces poisoned our sacred waters. They planted human tools to make it look like farmers did it. They wanted us to attack humans, so both our peoples would be weakened. Through the ship's communication system, they could hear shocked voices speaking in the Veltar language. Many soldiers were seeing this evidence for the first time. Heavy footsteps echoed in the corridor. Commander Zara Velthane appeared with 6 guards. She was tall and elegant, wearing a uniform covered with military decorations. What is the meaning of this? Zara demanded, looking at the humans and the broadcast images. Lyrelei stepped forward. Commander, we have been deceived. The humans are not our enemies. Look at the evidence. Zara stared at the screens, showing Kavtok ships planting false evidence near Veltar sacred sites. Her expression changed from anger to confusion to horror. This cannot be true, she said. It is true, Katie said, stepping forward despite the weapons pointed at her. We never hurt your people. We've lived in peace for 15 years. More Veltar soldiers were arriving, drawn by the broadcast. Some were arguing among themselves. The division Nova had detected was becoming obvious. Commander, one of the guards said, if this is true, then we have committed a great wrong. Zara looked around at the human prisoners. Families with children, elderly people, farmers with dirt still on their hands from working in the fields. You treated my wounded soldier with kindness, Zara said to Katie. Lyrelei told me this over the communication system because it was the right thing to do. Amy's radio crackled. Katie, Nova's ship is in position, but there's something else. I'm detecting Kavtok ships approaching the system, a whole fleet of them. Nova's voice came through clearly now. The Kavtok are coming to finish what they started. They expected humans and Veltar to destroy each other. Now they will try to destroy both sides. Zara heard this and her face grew hard with new anger. How many ships? 20 warships, Nova replied, much larger than anything humans or Veltar have. Katie stepped closer to Zara. Commander, our peoples have been played against each other, but if we work together, maybe we can stop the real enemy. Zara was quiet for a long moment. Around them, Veltar soldiers waited for her decision. Release all prisoners, Zara said finally, and prepare for new orders. Commander? One guard asked, confused. We are no longer fighting humans, Zara announced. We are fighting Kavtok. Any soldier who disagrees can leave this ship immediately. Most days. Of the soldiers nodded agreement. A few looked uncertain, but stayed quiet. Katie Morrison, Zara said. Your people fought well today. Better than we expected. We underestimated human determination. And we learned that not all Veltar are our enemies, Katie replied. Beth's voice came through the radio. Katie, I'm on the bridge with the technical team. The ship's systems are incredibly advanced, but I think we can figure them out. Commander Zara, Katie said, would you be willing to work with us? To fight the Kavtok together? Zara looked at the evidence, still playing on the screens, then at the human families around her. Yes, she said. This ship is yours to command, Katie Morrison. You captured it fairly. Not captured, Katie said. Shared. We're partners now. Through the ship's communication system, they heard more reports. The Kavtok fleet was only hours away. Human and Veltar forces in the valley were working together, combining their technologies and strategies. Katie looked around at everything that had changed. This morning, she had been a simple farmer. Now she stood on the bridge of the most advanced warship in the sector, working alongside former enemies to face a greater threat. The Kavtok wanted us to destroy each other, she said. Instead, they've made us stronger together. Outside the ship, human tractors worked alongside Veltar hover tanks. In the sky, Nova's people were sharing their cloaking technology with both fleets. The farmers of New Eden had not only survived the Dawn attack, they had turned their enemies into allies and captured the flagship that was supposed to destroy them. Katie Morrison touched the wheat grain she still carried in her pocket, a reminder of the peaceful morning that seemed so long ago. Let's go save our worlds, she said. The real battle was just beginning, but now, for the first time since the attack started, Katie believed they could win. The Kavtok had made one crucial mistake. They had attacked farmers at dawn, expecting to find weak civilians. Instead, they had created warriors who would rule the stars by midday.